Welcome back, everyone, to our web sessions where we'll be discussing the latest trend, hues for health and wellness using our 2021 color trends from Harris Paints and BH Paints for those of you joining from Jamaica. So we have a color of the year and we have a 16 color trend palette. And for those of you who want a closer look, you can check out our website, championsofcolor.com, and select browse color trends. My name is Melissa Brown from MDesigns Interior Services, and I will be your host. I'm again joined by Ms. Fawn Chang, who's an international interior designer, Feng Shui expert, color expert, and a teacher. And today, how are you, Fawn, first of all?
I'm wonderful. It's a beautiful sunny day. How's your weather? How are you? It's so good to be here. How are you?
It's warm. I'm glad that it's a beautiful sunny day because the last time we spoke it was very, very cold. But today it's warm here, of course, but we have a slightly overcast day. But still warm, so will not complain. I'll take the warm over the cold any day.
Yeah.
I want to start today by asking a personal question, and hopefully it will help our viewers as well, especially through these times. But how could you create a sanctuary for yourself in your home, whether your home is large, whether it's small? Do you have a certain room in your house that you would say is your sanctuary? And how could you help others create that?
That's a great question, especially in these pandemic times when we're so distracted and uncertain, and our bodies really crave calm in order to be healthy and have a better immune system. In my house, okay, because I do what I do, I know how to create calm in my house, and I don't just have one room that is a sanctuary. My entire apartment, and I'm living in an apartment right now, is my sanctuary. And I'll tell you a story of how I got there, which will give you some highlights about how to look at spaces the way our bodies do. When I moved here, I rented the place sight unseen. I moved from Northern California to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I had a week to get here. So I did my research and found an apartment that was close to where I was working. When I walked in, it was beautiful, but the colors were like walking into a really loud, discordant room. I could feel the stress on my body immediately. And so what I did was, because it's an apartment, I made sure that they were okay, that I painted the walls. And I looked at everything that was there. It was a beige carpet. It was ebony colored cabinets. It was and is a granite countertop that is white and gray and black. And the flooring in the kitchen is brown wood. So you can kind of get the sense that this almost makes sense, but it doesn't. But the walls were a yellow that was a soft yellow, but still everything didn't work well together. It just was upsetting. And after I finished my first few days that weekend, I got some paint and I painted the walls. And you can see they are all a soft white color. I don't recommend white necessarily because the colors are important to where you live. They're important to who you are and what you want to create. But for me, this white is very clarifying for me. And if you can see the images, the pictures that I have painted behind me, everything in this space is a soft, rich color. So I started with what was fixed, my floor, my cabinets, my countertop, and the carpeting that I couldn't change. And then I selected the paint and my furnishings that I put in here to complement that, but be very soft. And that's how I created calm. And we can talk more about how you create calm with the colors that are ones that you love, that have a little more color to them, because I know in the Caribbean We love color. It makes us joyful. It brings us alive. So our color palette that you showed has these soft neutrals that I call soft naturals,
Yes.
that allow us to have the color that's joyful, but the volume of color that's very soft and
Yeah.
doesn't create more stress or distraction. Does that help?
Yes. Yes, that's one of the things I really love about this color palette. It has a wide variety of color, soft yet strong, yet a lot of versatility. With regards to the sanctuary, I would say that my bedroom is actually my sanctuary. I like to rest and restore. I just want it to be very, very peaceful. So I chose actually a very light lavender color on my walls. And I just want my bedroom to feel as though when I go there, it's a place to completely relax. So I really don't watch TV in my bedroom. It's really a place to unwind. So that's my little hideaway. And I hope that the viewers can find whatever their space is, even if it's a small bathroom, that they can find a way, especially using color, because color does make a big difference in trying to create like a very peaceful, restful space. But I do like a point that you made with what you said was existing in your apartment. And I wonder if we can help walk people through things that might be already existing in a property that they might have bought, or a property that they might already own or have or rent, but they have existing floors or existing furniture, especially here in the Caribbean. We have a lot of dark mahogany furniture that we tend to inherit. So how can we use the colors that existing color that we already have, and try to incorporate new colors and fresh modern colors like what we find on the palette?
That is a great question. We tend to think that our spaces are a blank canvas, but really it's a collection of colors. Like I just mentioned, some things you aren't able to change or don't want to change, like that piece of mahogany furniture that you inherited. So when we're zooming out and looking at our house or even our room that we want to make into a calming space and into a sanctuary like your bedroom, first, we want to see what's there. Then we want to use the colors that we love, and we'll talk more about that in another session, and use the colors that will foster the feeling that we want to have in that space. To create calm, our palette is showing these soft neutrals, the naturals, and select one of those colors. Say it's a bedroom. So a great color for a bedroom is blue. Blue is an amazing color to start with, especially with mahogany. If you have mahogany furniture or you have brown flooring or kind of beige, if you want to move into blue, take a look. If you want to move into color, take a look at choosing blue, especially for a bedroom. And the key to using color is the softness and the neutrality. The next key is, how do you remove so many different colors that are in there? So you want to limit the visual color noise. And when you start to look at the space as a collection of colors, you'll see that everything is contributing. So the more wall space you have that's blank, kind of like the wall behind you right now, you have a very open wall space, and then you have us focused on your inspiration piece, which is your painting. And that allows us focus and calm at the same time. And that's how the body adjusts. And when we come from that calm space first, we can be more joyful and more clear. We access our areas of our brain that help us be creative and expressive and efficient.
Okay. Oh, excellent. Excellent. All excellent points. So basically, you have to look at your existing furniture and kind of create around what you already have. So colors that would complement and especially incorporate how you want to feel. And there's so many different colors and so many different shades of color that you can get that done. You just have to take your time and figure out exactly what it is that you want. But what if you have an entire house and you want to create a palette for an entire house, especially areas that, well, what I would say kind of run into one another, like an open house. So you kind of have the living, you can see the living, dining, and kitchen all in one area, but you kind of want to change the mood of some of the rooms. How could you use the color palette or different colors in a whole house and not have them like red, green, blue, like crazy colors? You want them to all kind of flow together. So how could you create
That's another great question. So there are kind of two answers to that. What I would recommend is you have an inspiration piece, like the painting behind you, something that brings all the colors together, or it could be a carpet, or it could be a ceramic piece that has the colors that you love. That's your color palette. And then you pull colors from that. And the next piece is, how do you use it? How do you use those colors? That's what our palette right now shows you, is a variation of a lot of different colors that you can select, that you select one or two of those and they'll all work together. So you see we have lights and medium tones and dark tones. All of that becomes your color palette. So select the colors and go get the paint chips to match, because we don't have good color memory. So if you have a sofa and you have a floor and you have cabinetry and you have chair and table, get those colors and lay them out on the table or lay them out on a board so you can see what you're starting with, and then take the colors that you want and see how they all feel together and how they match your inspiration piece. The next aspect is for the open concept. It's really important what we see, because what we see creates our experience. So if you can use color blocks to position spaces as separate, say in your kitchen, and I'm going to tell you a trick. The only thing different about trim and a door that we see is the shade and the shadow. So you don't have to have a piece of wood or a physical representation. You can draw it with paint. So if you want to separate living space from the kitchen, just take a plumb line and snap it, and that will give you a direct vertical line, and you can have your home, your restful space in your living area be the color you love, and make sure they coordinate. And maybe the kitchen area be the color that is warm and kitcheny. And so there are a lot of ways we can create areas with color, because basically that's how our bodies process information right now. 85% of the information that we get is processed through our visual centers. So if you make it look a certain way, the body's going to adapt to those colors. It's called priming. And it's a wonderful way to get your space into an area of calm with design. And I'm sure, Melissa, you've done this in some of your spaces. So you design a space like your bedroom to inspire calm with the colors, and removing your television and standing at the door, and your body just gets ready to be snuggly and restful. So your expectation is primed by the design of the space. That's what we want to accomplish. Good job.
Yeah, excellent. So what I'm taking away, and I hope the viewers are too, is when you're creating a space or a home color palette, that you want to be inspired by how you want to feel first. You want to look at the existing furniture or floors or whatever you may have too. That's number two. And make sure that you select colors that kind of set the mood going for what you want, and go along with your existing furniture or floors or whatever it is that you may have. And then if you have a whole house or open space, you want to make sure that those colors go together. So that's where our palette actually comes in, because we can actually help people. You can look at the palette and see how these colors all kind of go together, and then you have a variety of colors. So you have warm neutrals, calming colors, and then you have some stronger colors at the bottom, but they're all kind of a family. So you can look at exactly what Fawn said. You can kind of lay them out and see what goes together best. So that should help our viewers. So I hope they carried away those tips, and we'll have some more next session. So I hope you join us again. Please subscribe if you want notifications. We'll be here. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. So please like or comment, and we'll see you next time.